Alright, we're headed to Beverly Kaufman Dog Park. Probably not going to get there in time. So in actuality, we're just going to probably go to the park up here. I don't know. It's right around Chewy's breakfast time. Just wanted to get some FSD in, as version 14 has went to the early access beta testers. I'm in the early access group, but I don't expect it to get it before Homar's blog and some of them other guys. Dirty Tesla, AI Driver, they've been here from Jump Street. You know what I mean? You feel me? So those guys are going to get it and experience it. It's 14.1, so there was already a point release prior to them getting it, which leads me to believe that there might be a couple more point releases before I get it. But it's just nice to see that it's out in the wild, getting valuable data, and you know, FSD improved overnight for some of these vehicles and will soon be spread to the rest of the fleet. This is happening, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we should expect. That FSD is the worst it'll ever be, and that's including V14 that just got released. It's the worst it'll ever be. It's only going to improve from here. Once it gets to a level of proficiency that allows us to take our eyes off the road, I don't know how much that's worth. So, I don't know. I guess we can go to Beverly Kaufman Dog Park. Chewy will have a late breakfast. Hopefully he's not exploding, needing a bowel movement. I don't know. Maybe we won't go. It's I got a late start. Been up since 3 a.m. Central Time, watching. And see, our AI student driver is scooting up. It's not going. So yeah, waited for the green light. That's what we want to see. Version 13.2.9 has been absolutely phenomenal. Like, there's no real complaints whatsoever. I think we had a critical disengagement when we were down in the Houston area medical district, where we were at the metro, right? And the metro rail was on its way, and the guardrail thing came down. I did have to brake for that. I had a passenger in the car. Dan O'Dowd definitely highlighted it. So I know the people that are watching this video, they're trying to look for ways that this system is broken. Well, yeah, take advantage of it while it can, because I'm not going to screen it. I'm never going to screen my videos for only the positivities. I want a natural just feel for how the software performs. And I'm a layman. I'm a layman. I don't have an IT background. I'm not a tech geek or a nerd. At least that's not me, right? I'm not mechanically savvy. I'm not technologically savvy, but I can still let my car drive me, right? I have enough technical wherewithal to not get into an accident, right? And I think that's everybody. Everybody probably has this level of proficiency, or can gain this level of proficiency with just a few days of utilizing FSD. My wife is still a little uncomfortable. She doesn't like relinquishing control. This is the first time I was in the Model X yesterday in like 2 months. And I love the Model X. But that's her car. I like Stygian 2.0. That's just who I am. But when I got in there, I'm like, God, it is amazing in there. It just feels like you're encapsulated in luxury. And, the drive is nice. You get a little bit of a ride height thing going on. It's the luxury vehicles for Tesla. They're worth every penny. And even though we got V14 today, we're definitely going to get another surprise. According to the Tesla, account on X, 10/7 is going to be something of a special day. Looks like they're about to release a different version of some of these vehicles. Maybe something a little more affordable, maybe. I don't know. But, it'd be cool to see. We're supposed to arrive there in 13 minutes. I think Chewbacca can manage. He seems a little antsy right now, but got a little fresh cut. All right, I'm paying attention, car. You give me V14. How about that? No, I posted on X, right? I'm not. I want it to be polished, right? I don't do a whole lot of Uber, but when I do Uber, I'm gonna need some kind of confidence, right? I don't want it to be any worse than what I've done with passengers now, and that's the potential, right? There could be some regressions in certain areas. I don't think anybody's gotten it in the Houston area just yet, but it's on the way, right? I think it's in various different regions around the country, primarily in the Bay Area, I think, but there's no place this thing can't drive. And from the little experience that we had as Omar was live streaming it, downloading, and the first real experience he had, it was you know, it just felt magical to live vicariously through him as he experiences an upgrade to this technology that we all know and love. So I can't wait to experience it for myself, but the Tesla AI team is going to push this software to my vehicles whenever they're ready. But, you know, your boy is going to always be ready. Always ready. So I don't know. We're gonna go to this dog park. We're gonna do a couple of laps, let Chewbacca enjoy it, and then we're gonna go home and feed him. Make sure he got something in his tum-tum. And what else I gotta do today? That's pretty much it. I was gonna drive today, but I have a feeling X is gonna be popping off on a lot of spaces. I just want as much info on what the features that are going to be released with V14, what potential features could be released in point releases down the line, and the closer we get to a situation where I no longer have to pay attention, that's going to be a milestone. It's going to be groundbreaking. When will I be able to send my vehicle to go pick up stuff? You know what I mean? Like, you know, go pick up my mom, go pick up an order from Bubba's 33, or, you know, Philly Flats is amazing. I'll go send my car to go pick up Philly Flats all day. That's like the best cheesesteak, and that's what Philadelphia gets to eat on a daily basis. Anyway, I love me some Houston, and, you know, we got the best food, I think, on the planet. You know, with the mosh posh of, you know, being the international hub of, one of the international hubs of the world, we got great food down here. But I gotta say, the Philly Flats over here, they're an Eagles bar. Nothing wrong with that, you know, as the Texans continue to try to win the AFC South again this year. It's going to be a long trek, it feels like, as the Jaguars have proven that they're good enough to beat the Chiefs at home. So maybe there is something to this this refreshed Jaguars team. The Colts are doing great, and, you know, obviously the Texans had a slow start and we beat up on a banged up Ravens team. I'm okay with this. You know, that's how it's supposed to go. We got a bye this week, and when we get off that bye, we need to be all cylinders go. I don't think we can make too many mistakes with teams that we play in the AFC, and especially within the division. The moon is still out, bright, full moon. We are on 99 at the moment, and our AI student driver is just, it's not even something I really pay attention, especially on the highway. Like, I'm paying attention, but everything feels nice. It's almost like an out-of-body experience when you're using FSD, because you can get complacent, right? I love looking at my surroundings, especially when it comes to the countryside of Southeast Texas, and I'm gonna start doing a whole lot more traveling, right? I plan to be at the shareholder meeting in Austin, get more familiar with driving up and down 35, apparently. I'd like to go to San Antonio more. What I would really like is to, cater all these plans around a potential job with Tesla. I'm not working for anybody else. Like, it's Tesla or bust for me. And I guess I'll Uber, right? I guess I'll be a partner with Uber. But that's over as soon as Tesla gets their ride-hail service and allows us to Airbnb our vehicles, if you know what I mean. That'll be done for me too. Uber will be an afterthought. But yeah, Tesla has done a lot for me since 2020, and I'd like to just be a part of it, right? Let me help them achieve sustainable abundance for the better part of the world, right? Any small part I can play in that would give me great satisfaction, on top of, transferring my entire paycheck into stock in a form of options or just regular stock. Anyway, these are things, right? I'm barely 43. Am I 43 now? 42. I don't want to age myself prematurely. I still got 20 plus years of working experience left, and I would be happy to serve until my, what do they call them, golden years, and be of service to Tesla. I truly haven't had a feeling like this since I actually joined the military. It would be right up there, working for a company in any capacity, janitorial, working for Tesla and making sure that as many people can be exposed to this product as possible. That's my aim, right? I'm doing as best I can with Uber, and I'm doing with my, best I can with friends and family, but I feel like I can be of service, in whatever capacity. Like, I have an interesting skill set serving on board submarines. I have, I think I'm a people person. I think I do paperwork very well, data entry. I've been using our AI student driver for the better part of 3 years now, logging it via the YouTube algorithm. I'm monetized. I can't say I'm popular, but I'm popular enough to be monetized. So I can't, there's something to it. People listening, supporting at least. I got some watch hours under my belt and stuff. All right, so we are coming up to this. I remember when I first started using FSD, it could not do this right here. Like this stop, this complicated always stop, essentially, was a very complicated issue. As we wait for this truck to proceed, now it is our turn. Another vehicle's waiting. Maybe we got there at the same time. I'll check the tape. Now we're gonna turn only lane. Like, that was coming from that angle, and trying to get to this dog park was an act of futility. And our AI student driver on 13.2.9, mind you, did it perfectly. So, you know what I mean? It's the progress is what I can't begin to fathom. What it looks like in 2030. I was just talking to Yosh, and she's like, so robots aren't going to be able to do this job. Robots aren't going to be able to do this job. And I was like, I wouldn't be so sure. Like, you've seen the progress. This is a complex manufactured robot that we're sitting in that couldn't drive 3 years ago. But now look at it. And she, thinking, I was like, if you give it the proper body, this thing can do anything a human does. And they've just expressed that with Optimus, right? It's kind of like a very similar brain activity going on with our vehicles and the Optimus robot, right? This thing is gonna improve at a rate that is unfathomable, right? And, Elon uploaded the video of Optimus doing Kung Fu. We just saw it at the Tron Ares thing with the main actor, picking a fight. Like, these are the things that our world is about to have to come to grips with. This thing is going to be able to mow your lawn. This thing is going to be able to walk your dog. This thing is going to be able to do anything a human does, but better, given the appropriate amount of time, right? I'm willing to do this, and the car drives better than me. I say it drives better than the average human, but I was satisfied with it driving maybe, 2 years ago or a year ago. Let's just say a year ago, it was driving at par with me, if not a little bit less. I was still satisfied with that level of proficiency because of the amount of time it gave me back. Now, I can sit here and do Uber all day if they let me, maybe not all day. Your boy still doesn't like sitting for long periods of time, gabbing all day and all, but I'm just saying, like, this thing is doing all the heavy lifting. And there was a time, a year, 2 years ago, that I didn't think that was even going to be possible. Like, it would be too stressful to maybe let this thing drive Uber for me, even if I'm sitting in the seat. Like, I'd be taking over quite a bit. It would be a cluster, you know what I mean? Like, profanity excused. God, that moon's beautiful. Experiencing technology at this rate, it just, it gives me faith that I didn't have the worst upbringing. And there's definitely those that had it worse than me. Like, I'm not sugarcoating it. But I think about myself at the tender age of 7, experiencing television and video games and the technology booming, like the video game era booming, as I continue to mature. But now, in that same light, another individual that's about 7 years old, they're probably never going to have to drive again. That's insane to me, right? Like, that level of what is in store for the 7-year-old today, that as V14 drops, when they are becoming of age to potentially drive, and that no longer is something that, what does that do for their mobility? What does that do for society, right? Just like video games and television, there was all these pros / cons, but the goal is to expose ourselves to technology, to ease the burden, to become more knowledgeable, to become more available for our fellow man, right? Having more knowledge of the world and how it works, these are the things that is going to push society forward, right? I get filled with such hope knowing that these guys are going to have one less worry, that they can use their brain power to focus on another task, right? Those go-getter humans like Elon Musk, they can go focus on a different task. Like, why aren't we multi-planetary? Why isn't there sustainable abundance? Why do we have energy crisis? There are alternate forms of energy. Why can't we make these things work so that everybody feels satiated? You know what I mean? Life's existence is fragile. We need to treat it as such, and we need to be moving forward to making that more stable. I just am filled with so much hope when I watch the progress of FSD, and it's just a small thing that I'm able to enjoy. And as we're about to pull into Michael E. DeBakey, it looks like another Tesla might be in the same boat. I like it. And we follow suit, and we're gonna head over to this little bitty dog park, because I think there's already big dogs at the big one. And we're here. Will this thing park it? Oh, wow. That's not a bad park job. It's in the lines, but it is a bit crooked. So let's go. We're gonna get out here.